Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Monogatari. Tonight we're in Kabukimonogatari episode 3. So, what happened last time? A phenomenal, most wonderful question. Let me real quick, boom, get the comments on the screen. We're currently just going back in time to save Hachikuji's life. That's pretty much where we're at. I'll just real quick hit a couple of these. So, first off, I was kind of... okay, so when Araragi meets Flesh and Blood Hachikuji for the first time, when she was actually alive, 9-year-old girl, or whatever, I think she's 9. First thing he does is immediately sexually assault her, sexually harass her, whatever, flip her skirt, right? Which is obviously not something you should be doing to a child. I can make that very clear. And so, yeah, I mean, is this just him reflexively doing that because that's what his, pattern was, his habit was with Ghost Hachikuji, that he actually knew? I mean, probably, yeah. I mean, I don't see why else he would do that, because you can, I guess it's either that or he's doing what he did to Hanakawa with the whole see her true self, flip her skirt, white panties versus black panties, white Hanakawa versus black Hanakawa, all of that nonsense. And so obviously hers is just yeah, so it's either all that nonsense or it's literally just habit, or maybe a mix of both. But I thought this was funny. You've truly become Monogatari expert fans when you're trying to explain the meaning of every single pervert scene. Yeah, pretty much. That's just where we're at in life. Yeah. The other thing that a couple people were talking about was whether the policewoman was Araragi's mom, because we know that Araragi's mom is a policewoman. And then he talked to a cop a little bit when he was trying to find Hachikuji's house. Some people even suspect that it might be Gaten. Listen, we're working on it. I'm pretty sure it's Gaten. We argued this in the Discord for a bit. Listen, I am bad at pronunciation. And then Oogie is more of an Ogi. It's Ogi and Gaten. Bet. Wonderful. Hopefully that's... You know what? Shut up. I don't even care if I'm right. Important part, though. Apparently, some people even suspect it might be Gaten. So that's kind of interesting. Well, but I don't really understand that because... Gaten is... What? I don't think she was ever a cop, was she? But, yeah. I don't know. Maybe we'll learn more about her later. But yeah, so most likely a mystery for the ages. And that's kind of, I think, the consensus most people have, that it's not really important, because it was just more of she was just an exposition dump kind of person, but it is kind of a fun discussion. Impossible to make any decent analysis on Ogi as a character for now, but her speech is pretty important. I definitely agree. On Monogatari does have a habit of just not info dumping, but foreshadowing and getting balls rolling in the beginning of arcs, and Ogi, for some reason, was the beginning of this arc, right? Despite not being in it. So, pretty interesting. And then, yeah, this is a smart thing to do, looking up what the Jiangshi are, but not now. We'll do that later. True. Just a good call. Good call. This Shinobu Hachikuji and Lollykawa in one episode. Just the word Lollykawa does something. Okay. The spells are not mandatory to make the gate appear. She was just doing that for fun. Some casual time travel, ending in world annihilation. We love it. This was an entire thing. Another mom thing. So, to chew through this a little bit, some people are saying, yeah, the policewoman was the mom. Some people are saying, no, the policewoman's not the mom. I'm of the impression that we just don't know. I'm agnostic on it. That's where I'm at. But yeah, I'll get to the rest of that. Some of this was interesting. We see Araragi's warped view of a parental figure in Hachikuji's dad, who doesn't even have a face. This is true. I feel like that's what he also did with the people that told him the time period, though, right? Those random girls. I think it's just honestly the people he doesn't care about, he just cuts out of his mind, which includes the parental figure of Hachikuji's dad. But yeah, we've seen that from him a bit before, so. Oops, I almost just clicked on another video. He's also being careless to a ridiculous degree, he's not taking this seriously at all. Yes, but I'm not, when does he take anything seriously? He takes things seriously sometimes, for sure, right? Usually at, the end of an arc, when things are really getting crazy, he'll stop being a fool, and he'll, lock it in, right? When he's fighting Monkey Konbaru, when he showed up at the end of the Neko Shiro, which I think was Neko Shiro, the last thing we watched. He's serious in those moments, but I feel like a lot of the time, as we're ramping up an arc, he's just not taking anything seriously, even if, well, seriously is maybe a weird word, because it's like, is he taking it not seriously, or is he, like, just acting cavalier as, like, just as how he approaches the situation, right? Because, I mean, he cares enough that he's staking out Hachikuji's house. So he's taking that seriously in air quotes, but he's also kind of just like screwing around and fooling around a little bit. Well, he's just kind of got that fooling around personality a little bit, right? So there is kind of the question of how much of that is like a mechanism that he's using to exist, like to get around in the world, to keep his spirits up, to communicate, like to in his relationship with Shinobu, all that kind of thing, or is it that he's literally just not taking it seriously? I don't know, something to keep in mind during this next episode. At the same time, Shinobu has been possessive and clingy. She was grabbing onto him. She was yoinking onto him for sure. I wasn't really thinking about that, but that's interesting. There's a lot here I can't talk about until the end of the arc or way beyond that, so I'll just shut up now and silently cry my bloody tears of restraint, which were last seen in Kizu 1 when Kisha was apologizing to her first minion in her death throes. This also is just crazy to me. Apparently the whole street clothes thing that was referenced, or that happened with Hanakawa, was something that was happening in the TV conversation with her in Nisei episode 4, and there's another connection to Nisei 4. Like, the crazy rewatch value intertwination, that's just crazy to me, man. And then there was some good stuff in here as well, so again, who knows if the policewoman was Araragi's mom or not. Here was a lot of, like, fun speculation on it. The comment should end here, but I'm gonna go on a big ramble. Go for it. We love the big ramble, man. Blah, 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 blah. I did read this already. Low number of police people. We've seen Araragi's mother as a person that actually cares about people's problems. To some degree, she was aware of Hanakawa's situation. But just like this person was seemingly a bit too aware of stuff happening in Tsunad's family. Even though there's a big difference between being aware as a police officer or as a mother, I would say that his mom is the kind of person that does both, winky face. But again, no info, and apparently I think it was a Shaft original scene, right? Because there's nothing about this character in the novels. So, that's also interesting, right? Here, though, the important thing, if you're going by the anime, which you shouldn't be, her eye color is actually different to Mamaragi's, shown in one arc prior. Good catch, if so. This part right here is, I think, the most important thing I wanted to bring up. There's zero reason Araragi would hide it, that it was his mother from the viewer, and of course he would recognize her. He would definitely recognize her. There's kind of a question how much she would recognize him as, like, I mean, the future kid, like, is kind of a weird thing, but for her to not even be like, are you familiar, you know, then that kind of pulls a little bit away from the idea. But on the point of, like, whether he would hide it, I feel like he would, potentially. I don't think guaranteed. That's why I was kind of looking at those flashing scenes, because I felt like it was a type of information that he would maybe be willing to give at this point in the story, but wouldn't want to make a big deal of, which then would be like a flashing bit, but not actually talking about it in the dialogue. Maybe the eye color is the same. Who knows, though? If there's no info in the light novel, then honestly, then eh. But then this part right here, like, he does have a bit of a weird thing with his parents because he's never talked about them before. And his relationship with Justice, I think, is very largely based off of them. So I do feel like there is a reason that... And it's the whole Mother's Day thing. He's back on Mother's Day, so that might even be bringing up some of those old Hachikuji Mayoi snail arc feelings a little bit in the background, right? So, yeah, I could see it as a chance to what was I saying? To, like, drop the mama in but not talk about her. But as was said very wisely, it is unimportant, just a fun discussion to have. So there you go. There's the unimportant fun discussion to have. Let me real quick, bing, bop, pull up the episode. My throat is already out of juice, man. Holy crap. We are drinking the cherry limeade. A little bit left in this hoe. Gotta relax them vocal cords, man. Okay. A little bit of a scroll through. Man, I gotta get new headphones. It's killing me, man. It's killing me. It's killing me. So yeah, so there's some discussion on whether they can get home or not, which they can. They are. The issue is that the world is, what, an apocalypse now? What's your wording on it? You gonna say it? There we go. The entire world had been annihilated. Yeah, so by saving Hachikuji's life, he's annihilated the world. Good job, Araragi. The question, though, the big question is how he and Shinobu gets 4 of the sword. You know? Like, is he gonna just loop into himself and ice himself? Or, like, team up with himself for himself to fight? You know, like, there's just... Those flashing bits are crazy. We only got 2 more episodes, so I don't even know. Because, like, next episode's gonna probably be like, oh, meeting grown-up Hachikuji, finding out what destroyed the world, finding out Hachikuji's Jiangshi oddity, figuring out how that works, going back in time, maybe ending the episode on going back in time, and then running into an issue, right? And then whatever the issue is going to lead to him getting 4 swords and then having to fight Kishot with Shinobu. I feel like that's just our little bundle there, our little bundle of joy. It just got me worried. I just love Shinobu, though. Look at her go. When does she start clinging on to him? So, she's clinging on right here. Talking about saving Hachikuji. Alright, honestly, I'm pretty locked in. I don't even know if I have anything to say, if I'm being really honest. Because they were just mostly, like, discussing, like, who he would save, why he was choosing Hachikuji. They ran into Baby Hanakawa, but that was kind of for no reason. I don't know. Like, that was just, a device used to get them to Hachikuji, right? And just a fun, like, a nod to Hanakawa as a character. I feel like there was nothing crazy going on there. And, of course, him, like, being pervy towards her is an entire thing. Okay. Okay, next. And then we don't really get that. Let me look at this cop. Yeah, she really just gives the information to Araragi. Like, okay, what if Araragi was a murderer? Then you just got him murdered. Bad cop, bad cop. And then, yeah, they save Hachikuji from being an oddity. They think she might get killed in the future. But at least she didn't die on Mother's Day, so she won't be an oddity. And Kishot, or Baby Shinobu said a bunch of scary things, and then the episode ended with the apocalypse. Bang! It should not have clapped. That probably just spiked the mic. That's okay. Honestly, I do want to just kind of jump into the episode. I really don't have as much to say as I thought I would have. It is what it is. I'm going to take another sip from a different drink now. My Simply Lemonade. An exciting situation, to say the least. Okay, there was some pulp in there, in that gulp. I'm not a huge fan of that, but hey, sometimes you just got to take the pulp. Take the pulp with the juice, you know what I'm saying? All right, episode 3. Let's get this going. Ogi, Gaien, Hachikuji, Shinobu, Araragi. Let's get going. In 3, 2, 1, bang! Okay, this is the apocalypse. Did Shinobu not have a reflection there? That's funny. Whole vampirism deal. So, what'd you guys think of this whole situation? Okay. Okay. Just cut to Hachikuji walking. I wonder if she has any, like, because I think we're going to run into grown-up Hachikuji, right? Is she going to remember Araragi at all as the person that saved her from that truck? That could be an entire thing. Because, I mean, these lyrics, right? You changed my life, unhappiness into happiness. That could even be, like, the unhappiness of her dying and being an oddity into the happiness of actually being able to be alive. But then she's haunted by a bunch of spirits, man. Which, honestly, could be both a result of, I love that gif so much, this little loop. Look at her go. It could be either a result of, like, time wanting her dead, which is what my, like, original idea was, or something to do with what happened after she met her mom. But I'm thinking it has to do with time. That, like, by going against time, she's being, like, hunted to die, and that's led to the apocalypse. Sweet little Hachi Hotch. You good if I go back in time and kill you? How do you feel about that, Hachikuji? Get you killed, not kill you. There's a difference. Oh my goodness. Okay. Monday, August 21st. Right at the start of Nekoshiro. But supposed to be right, but there's no one here. This reminds me of Steins Gate now. You good? That's... Why wouldn't you check that, Araragi? Okay. Oh, wow, you're both blaming... Wow, okay. Like two pitiful clowns. Okay. Check the internet. No internet? That's actually GG. Yeah. That's why I'm thinking it's the time gate. Oh, good call, good call. That's crazy that it was in one shot. That's crazy. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Shinobu is thinking about something. That is for sure. It's also kind of weird because they're like half oddities, right? Or at least Araragi is. So like, for him to be able to even do that is kind of a thing. To act like an oddity and like go against time. What, are we just gonna let the world be ended? We gotta make moves. Exactly. I don't really know, to be honest. I mean, but it's like, what else are you gonna do? Just give up? And it's worth a shot, right? If you literally, it's the fate of the world, then it's worth a shot. Oh, good call. We can see what happened. Good call. Are you okay, Shinobu? Uh, just like the Oshino one. It's not the same type. Okay. Different. Different effect. Okay. Hmm. And it happened to this shrine instead of the other one, right? Are there two shrines? I'm kind of okay. Maybe not. I don't know. Go for it, man. Go for it. Hmm. It's a butterfly effect. Because the Araragi of this world never met Hachikuji, right? An idea if the spirits are still here, right? Oh, whoa, no. Oh, we're fine. Yeah, like, do oddities still exist? Just grab a tree branch and throw the tree branch at the talisman. The tree branch isn't an oddity. Ah, they're here. You don't even know? Oh, yeah, by the talisman? Okay. He just chilling, man. What do you mean while it's still effective? You think they're gonna beat it? Get out while they're weak. Okay, yeah. Are these all the people that got annihilated? Perhaps? Yeah. Good call. Oh, up! Goodbye. Yeah, oh my goodness. The Shinobu Space Program. Where are we dropping, boys? Where are we dropping? Okay. Monogatari X Fortnite collab? That's like the worst possible future. Or maybe the best. What are you seeing? What are you seeing? Oh, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. Oh, they came out at night. I didn't think that either, to be fair. I mean, how could you? How does it make you feel, though, Shinobu? What used to be vampires. Is it Kiss Shot's fault? Oh, wow. Was Kiss Shot, bro. And she was talking about betraying Araragi if she got powerful enough, right? Oh, her little bat wings! Oh, we just flying. Okay. And that's why they come out at night. Yeah, yeah. Interesting, okay. Was not expecting a Kiss Shot to be the villain. Well, it could be a Shinobu, I guess. Or it could be a... I don't know. At once, though? You just one-shot everyone? How'd you do that? Yeah? Was it part of Kizu? Like end of Kizu or something? Aragi, please, you can do it. That's actually brutal. It's like they're... Oh, okay. It's when they stopped, Hanakawa. Oh, that's what you mean. It was both of those events. I see. Yikes, Aragi, bad. Bad move. Mm. Wasn't solved here. Because no Hachikuji. Did she, like, run into Hachikuji? Yeah. Oh, wow. But how did you succeed? Right, because she was in his shadow, right? So that was the end of Bake. True. We're to die. Oh, good. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I got you. How deep does the bond go? The answer is or? she would go back to being a vampire. Hot-blooded, cold-blooded. Man, I did not know that she was crazy like that. That she was able to do it, you know? What a night that must have been to feast on the entire planet. Just kid. Oh, but then it's like a zombie plague. I gotcha. Okay. She started the vampire apocalypse. Gotcha. Because she barely had any servants, right? Yeah. She only ever had Araragi and the one guy, right? So for her to just let go and do everyone, like she could have. Oh boy. I was gonna ask, yeah. Myself, yeah. Uh, Aww. True. It's what you could have been, but it's not what you are. Yeah, yeah. Go to a Costco and just take things. Alright, Hachikuji. I know you ain't gonna fall to someone like Shinobu, Hachikuji. Did you really pay for it? I think he saw that somebody left money on the counter. Oh, look at her walk. Yeah, might as well go for it. Oh, they're in their little outfits. Wait for a cloudy day. Is that the... Okay. Wow, they're taking this pretty well. Man, Araragi really is unshakable when you really force him to be. Sparklers. Yeah, you're just gonna key his little foot? Wow, look at that. That's a beautiful visual. Hmm. Who's it gonna be? Hachi? Or just zombies? Just zombies? Just zombies. Not Hachikuji, just zombies. Okay, dude. Oh man, I wanted Hachikuji. Okay, you don't like fireworks? Okay, we won't light any more fireworks. We're good. We're fine. Everything's fine. Is this really gonna conclude in one more episode? What? There's no way, right? I mean, that flashing bit at the beginning was acting like there's so much more to happen. We haven't even made it back to the past. Are we even going back to the past? Well, no. Well... There's also kind of the question of, like... They came back into this world, and there was an Araragi and a Shinobu that existed, because the two of them... Like, they just died, right? Araragi presumably died to Black Hanakawa, because he never found Shinobu, right? And then Shinobu, you know, turned everyone into a vampire, like, through the pyramid, and then killed herself. Which is just what would have happened, right? That's what all of Kizu told us. That's what her goal was. There's no way this ends in one more episode, right? Oh my goodness. Next episode's about to be insane. Alright, what's up, Karen and Tsukihi? Platinum Disco. Your mission, buy a donut. Really? That is quite the misconception indeed. Platinum was a hard plastic? Okay, Tsukihi, okay. I thank God he didn't mistake bloody beating for something else. Excuse me? You've recreated them in our time. Wait, look, they remade donuts. That was the arc of this end credit scene. They figured out how to make new donuts. Little Araragi hair donuts. That's OP, man. The Araragi baking arc. Okay. So I understand everything that's happened, I believe, right? It's just, now what? That's the feeling I'm just filled with. Now what? I mean, the ED and the OP and the flashing thing at the beginning of the first episode are all screaming at me that grown-up Hachikuji's going to show up and save them, and then she's going to somehow be the key. Because, like, she'll be a full human, right? So she could remove the talisman, and then they could go back into... That's probably just it, right? But then where does the kiss shot come in? Okay, perhaps it's this. First half of next episode is grown-up Hachikuji showing up and saving them from the vampires because she's a beautiful vampire slayer, right? Because that's kind of what the ED has hinted at. And then, perhaps she has a discussion with Shinobu a little bit. I feel like her and Shinobu might spit bars because of the ED here. Like, it's the two of them with their backs towards each other with Araragi melting in the vampire heads in the middle. So, yeah. Hachi's going to show up, make moves. Maybe is going to be aware that Shinobu is kiss shot and like have some sort of violence there and some sort of aggression there. But then they're all going to work together. Pog. Hachikuji's going to be able to take the talisman off, which is going to be able to let the spirits recharge the gate, which is going to let them go back in time. I mean, grown-up Hachikuji maybe could even come with them. Maybe. But that'd be kind of a stretch, I feel like. I don't know, though. It's just a possibility. And then they go back in time and get Hachikuji killed. But how does How does Kiss Shot have to do with it in the swords? How does that have to do with it, man? Is it gonna be like... No, because Kiss Shot's dead in this one. And I'm calling her Kiss Shot because... Well, I guess no, it would be Shinobu. I should stop calling her Kiss Shot. Because it literally was a Shinobu that was never found, and then Araragi died, so she powered back up. It's not that... Yeah. So Shinobu... Death Shinobu, Murder Shinobu, Armageddon Shinobu... is dead because everyone's a mindless vampire, right? Like, that was kind of the reasoning why they're mindless and why they've turned into, like, the Jiangshi as opposed to being vampires or, like, servants or whatever. But, man, this just shows, like, and I kind of tried to mention it, that, like, we know how important it is to Shinobu, or, well, at the time, Kiss Shot, like, what her followers were, right? So, like, her original follower and that whole story, and then how that tied to Araragi, who was her second follower. And so this world, the world in which she was never found, in which she would, like, felt probably abandoned and jealous of Araragi, and then he dies, and then she truly has lost him. She just burns it all down. But she does by making a ton of followers. I feel like that's just kind of a cool kind of inversion, right? Yeah. Which means Araragi just can't die. We cannot have Araragi die, because then she... Well... What'd she say in the end of last episode? They talk about jumping in backwards. I feel like she's talking about... Right here. Okay. The risk of me betraying you. I will gain my true nature as an oddity. Yeah, I mean, because I guess he dies. She becomes a full scent oddity again, plus extra trauma from Araragi dying, plus extra trauma of not being found by Araragi, equals death of the world. Unlucky. Bad RNG. Okay, so this is the plan. This is what's going to happen in this episode, or next episode. Grown-up Hachikuji's just gotta be a survivor, right? The only survivor. That just simply has to be the case. Because she's in the ED, and she's in the flashing bit in episode 1. So simply, she has to. And she has to be the one to take the talisman off so they can go back in time and fix this. So those are easy to say. The question is how Armageddon Shinobu fits in at all, if any, right? I'm just going to pull up episode 1. Let me just bing, bop. So, like, this is them with the Jiangshi. Oshino. Grown-up Shinobu. Yeah, so they're at the gate when she shows up. And then it just cuts to, like, being like Survivor Hachikuji at the sign. And I think they fired the fireworks off in the park as well, right? Because it had that weird thing. So it would make sense, and that's where he originally met Hachikuji, right? And then that's where she is in this. So they're gonna meet there, and they have to. But in the end, wait, what was your line there? But in the end, grew into a giant tail that almost engulfed everything that was real. Are you wounded at all, my little Shinobu? She got like marks on her arms, but I can't tell if those are wounds or part of her outfit. What could even wound her? Because it's okay. Because this could be just that Shinobu never died, right? And all the vampires becoming mindless thrall were just something that happened otherwise, like not because of her death. And then she like tracks down Araragi and wants to take out her revenge on him. That could be an entire thing. So making it to the gate, that, you know what? I kind of like that. But then I don't know how they get the swords. I have no idea how they'd get the swords. Who's to say, though, that the swords are even the oddity swords? They could just be swords. Right? They could just be a bunch of swords that, like, Hachikuji gave them. Okay, new plan just dropped. They meet Hachikuji. She saves them from a bunch of the vampire thrall. They explain the situation to her. She's like, okay, go back in time and murder me. They get on that same page. It'll probably take a while, but they get on that same page. Then enter Kiss Shot, Shinobu. Grown-up evil Shinobu. Armageddon Shinobu. And then the marks on our arms are from Hachikuji, so they're escaping to get, because Shinobu's goal is to wipe out the entire planet. So the reason she hasn't killed herself yet is because one survived, aka Hachikuji. So Hachikuji, Araragi, and Shinobu are making it to the gate. Hachikuji has to like hold off a Armageddon Shinobu, and then they make it to the gate. Comes in Shinobu, who, I mean, her dress is a little cut up. She I think has cuts on her arms, right? So she's regenning from fighting off Hachikuji, grown-up Hachikuji. And then Araragi and Shinobu have to fight off Armageddon Shinobu, and like conquer the oddity of Shinobu, which is going to be crazy if Shinobu fights Shinobu, right? Because then it's like half oddity Shinobu instead of like is fighting off true oddity Shinobu. So she's like fighting the oddity within herself, but she's still also an oddity. So if she's able to succeed against that, then like perhaps like, I don't want to say a part of her is human, but like it's like her conquering her own oddity form, which is just sick. That's got to be the case. All right. This arc is also very good. I like this arc quite a bit. I'm just stuck on this. Yeah, and then, okay, then they fight off Shinobu. Horrible fate. Maybe they can't beat her. I mean, this looks like Shinobu freaking out, right? Maybe they can't beat her, but are able to, like, come across an understanding of, like, she's confronted with an Araragi that managed to find his Shinobu, so how could she be mad at him? Because that's all she wanted from him. So even if it didn't happen to her, she has to, like, learn to, like, accept that, okay, the Shinobu in front of me was saved by him, was found by him, and so, like, I can't let my anger out on them. That would go against, like, my original purpose. They, like, convince her of that. I could totally see that happening. Or, no, I like that. That makes the most sense to me right now. Because we need grown-up Hachikuji to show up. We need a full-form Shinobu to show up. We need both of them to show up. And we only have one episode left. So it's got to happen both in the present so that we can make it to the past. And then the whole fixing the past thing is like a bookmark that we don't even worry about, right? Because GG at that point. Instead of most of the fight being in the past, most of it's in the now. Okay. I like that. Yeah, I can definitely work with that. There's some really good dialogue in here. When she said sorry, that actually was really sweet to me and made me sad. Because that just look on her, right? Like, I don't know. I don't even know how to, like, describe it, right? She just, you can sense how much she cares. All you need to do is abandon me. I mean, I wonder how much she feels like a burden on him. Like, the way this is written, all you need to do is abandon me, almost sounds like I'm weighing you down. I'm holding you back from being a human. In the same way that he's weighing her down and holding her back from being a true oddity. But in weighing each other down and holding each other back, they've created a relationship and a bond that's maybe more important or at least valuable in its own way compared to either of those extremes. Yeah. And then this was really sad, right? Because I was thinking it, and I mean, that's just the most reasonable outcome, to think that Shinobu is dead in this version of history. Because that's what would she live for? You know, before meeting Araragi, she was already trying to die. But I think that's not the case. I think we're going to meet her still, because I think she's trying to get Hachikuji. Surely. And Hachikuji's just going to have a bunch of the oddity swords because she's just making moves and she's built different because she's been gathering artifacts for like a couple months. But man, it's just sad. It's just sad to hear that. Yeah. Like vampire thrall. Instead of like zombies because they died, maybe more of just like a vampire thrall because the blood was stretched too thin kind of thing. Wait, in order to return from vampire to human, there was the thought of killing you with my own hands? Yeah. I mean, maybe we won't even go back in time. No, we need to kill Hachikuji, man. Well, do we? Nah, we probably do. We gotta go kill Hachikuji. Because their final fight is at the shrine. Like that bit right there. Oh, that's just so sweet and so sad. Because she's like admitting, like she's admitting that she's sorry, which is one thing that's like really sweet in its own way. But like this line of "I destroyed the entire world that you held dear," that makes the point that in like right now, I think she wouldn't ever want to do that. Like she sees destroying the entire world that Araragi holds dear as like a very negative thing, which means that like she like respects it, and by proxy through Araragi holds the world dear just because he holds the world dear. And that's just like such a sweet thing to hear from oddity vampire Shinobu, you know, that like she's willing to like care about the world because he cares about the world. Yeah, that was a really, the lightning. Oof. And then he comes in with Araragi comes in with the Araragi special, where he comforts, man. And like starts spitting just wisdom. Because it's an alternate her, but it's not her. And it's also interesting to me, like he was like saying like I'm gonna be selfish because there's no one around, like because it's just you and me, Shinobu. Like I'm gonna be selfish. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like this now where he's being like super serious and like just spitting wisdom, you know, and he's not trying to do anything. I mean, part of that is probably just because there's nobody else around. There's nobody he has to play pretend for, right? There's no one he has to be Araragi the sexual, Araragi the diabolical, Araragi the etc., right? Because all he has to be is genuine Araragi for Shinobu. Or like he just gets to be whatever because there's no one to like look in on him like that, right? And he just says, all right, well, if it's just the two of us, we need each other now more than ever, which is just so perfect. Yeah, right there. We need to help each other now more than ever. I mean, it's just true. It's just so true. And he takes it on the chin. And then they go to Costco. And they get a bunch of stuff. Wait, was that school supplies in a bucket? Look at this. This is like Senjugahara, right? Look, the scissors, the ruler, all that kind of stuff. Two of them were taken though. Wait, did he grab them? Did he grab school supplies? What does he have? Pancake mix, drinks, chocolate chip cookies, coffee original blend. Not me trying to analyze Araragi's shopping cart so I can figure out if he was thinking about Senjugahara or not, based on whether he has school supplies in his shopping cart. He's not saying anything. But then he sees the money on the counter. Which is that like somebody came by and like paid for it despite the apocalypse having happened, or is it that like the exchange of currency in the just reminds him of Hachikuji? Or yeah, maybe, right? Because Hachikuji had the whole thing of like, oh, buy love, you know, love on the shelf, that entire thing. So seeing the money in the store might actually remind him of Hachikuji. Maybe that's maybe a bit of a stretch, but I like it. I like the idea. And then the two things being missing here of the school supplies. I mean, maybe even Senjugahara is chilling somewhere. I mean, no way though, right? This makes me think this is obviously a Senjugahara reference. Why are there two missing? That would be crazy if we're all expecting Hachikuji to show up and then Senjugahara shows up. I mean, that's like the slightest hint of foreshadowing that there could be, but I don't know. I don't know, man. I do not know. Worth mentioning, though. This is funny. He just completely loses his composure. Yeah, Oshino misplay, honestly. And everyone else. Like, Kaiki, everyone. What, you're all just a bunch of vampires now? You're just gonna let it happen? Yeah. Brutal. Oh, and then this. I'll go back to this argument one more time, and then I'll probably call it there. Where they blame each other. In other words, because you, for no good reason, because you, we tried to, carelessly saved the girl, and created a slip in time. So they, okay. Okay, wait, too much. Calm down. Dialogue first. Okay, so they both immediately blame each other. Wonderful. And then we go back, a flashing bit. For no good reason, we tried to blame each other. We pushed the blame away like two pitiful clowns. Okay. He's saying we were clowns, we were just trying to blame each other. But think about, like, immediately after that, he just goes back to being like, there's no way. What is even happening, huh? Like, it's like they're blaming each other, but they're not even really blaming each other that much. Like even blaming the other person doesn't lead to them, like, throwing hands or losing their composure or going crazy. They just go back, like, they're still on each other's side. They're still, you know, she's still chilling on his lap and all that. They're still there for each other, right? Also, Araragi, you gotta know your first date with homegirl and all that nonsense. Come on, Araragi. It's the end of Bake, man. I mean, even I remember some of the end of Bake. You gotta remember it too. You actually lived through it, man. Okay, well, wonderful. Honestly, that's all I really got, I think, for this episode. Looking forward to the next one. 95% chance we meet grown-up Hachikuji, and then like 70% chance we deal with adult Armageddon. Actually, no, 80%, I don't know, a chance we deal with Armageddon Shinobu, and then I'll throw in like a 5% chance that that Senjuga is there for some reason, just because the pencil stuff was missing. The scissors and stuff were missing from the store. I'll throw in a 5% just for fun. Because that was a very specific shot to throw in. But yeah, Apocalypse, save the world, fight off Armageddon Shinobu should be an insane conclusion. Even if none of that happens, it'll be an insane conclusion anyways. But yeah, that's all I really got for this episode. On to the next, episode 4, final episode of Kabukimonogatari. But until then, until the next episode, of course, if you like the video, subscribe. If you're new, blah, 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 join the Discord. Comment down below, subscribe, notification bell, subscribe, join the Discord and talk to me there, or talk to other Monogatari fans. But until then, until next episode, that's all I got to know. I'll be seeing you then. Peace.